Last time we saw the open
We're
thing
live.
there. Do you see that?
Good morning. Welcome to Quilts and Coffee. We are working really hard to come to you Monday mornings, so we're 2 for 2. We want to welcome you. We have some fun things to talk about again today. Oh, and I'm Erica, Erica Croft, and I'm helping out here at the Sewing Basket. We have Barb Sambold and Susan Blair here this morning. We're missing Caitlin, but she'll be back again next week. So first we're going to have Barb talk about upcoming classes for this week.
All right, we've got kind of a full week with classes this week. We've got Sew Club on Tuesday, where Barb Bork will be sharing some of her expertise that she had. She forgot to get back to me and let me know what she was going to be demonstrating, so I can't tell you what that is. Sorry. That's like at 1 o'clock on Tuesday afternoon. On Friday afternoon, we will be doing our WOW quilts. We postponed it from last week, and so we will be working on that this week. So if you want to come and help, you are more than welcome to come and help sew a quilt for a veteran in our area. On Saturday, we are going to be starting our block of the month, and it's going to be called Pumpkin Harvest. This is one of the blocks that you will be doing. They all have pumpkins on them, and there's only 4 color choices that you need to make this. And just come and have a good time learning how to use your embroidery machine, how to do the embroidery, and get it done. So that's what we've got going on for classes.
Beautiful pattern.
Yes.
Couple questions. What time, Barb?
10:30 on Saturday
Okay.
until 3:30.
Do you have to have your own machine?
No, we will provide an embroidery machine if you want to try it out, and we'll help you get started on it.
Do we have to have our own thread?
Yes, you do have to provide your own thread.
But we can sell you that here. So
Yes, we've got plenty of thread on stock, so not a problem with that. So yes, but the information is on the website as far as what to bring, like a basic sewing kit, extra needles, your thread, you know, and that kind of thing. So
Super.
And how many blocks is it? Did you say that?
there are 12 blocks in the whole series, but because we're doing it block of the month, we are going to be two blocks per month. So we'll be doing 2 blocks on Saturday.
Then it'll be done by fall.
Yes.
Yep.
So you'll be able to display it, use it, whatever you want to do. So,
Good.
yeah,
So
perfect.
if you would like to use one of our machines, that's completely fine. But could you notify us ahead of time so that we could reserve those for you? Because we do have a limited amount. And so we want to make sure everybody has ample chance to stitch out their design, because this is going to be a beautiful quilt when it's all finished.
Yeah, that'll be great. So I have only one new sample to show you this week. We've had a little bit of an eventful week at the Croft household. But I do have a lovely little baby quilt. It's very modern. It is done in our Celestial line. It's not been quilted yet. We'll get it to Susan this week. This quilt, I think it maybe took me 2 hours. It's so fast. You use a charm pack and you just make a couple quick little cuts, and you cut your background fabric. It goes together super fast.
Very modern. I think a lot of first-time mamas and dads out there would probably, this would fall into their line of what they like and so forth. So I know my adult children, that's a baby quilt they would like because it's more modern.
And it's a nice size. It could be used as a table topper too if you had a large table, or you could just modify it and only do 2 of the rows. So it's a pretty versatile pattern. This comes out of our Charming Baby Quilts book. All of these quilts use charm packs and a bit of yardage. So we'll have that kitted up for you if you're looking for it here in the store, and we'll get the sample hung up as soon as possible. I just thought I would share with you, we got some new little needle kits in from Riley Blake. They have a really nice selection of different types of needles if you're building up your supplies. binding needles. I have binding on the mine because I have a lot of binding to do right now. So that's a nice little accessory pack that you could grab. And then I just thought I would talk about a couple things. Well, I have a pile of patterns here. If you're looking for a spring project, come in. We have lots of really fun, modern quilt patterns that are just fresh and new. You'll be seeing samples come in some of these patterns, and we have showcased some of them in our newsletter, but they're just really fun. This one is patriotic flags, and if you need help putting together fabric for, this is table runners. If you need help putting together fabric, we love doing that. We'd be happy to help you. And then we talked last time about Buy Annie bags. We have a couple of those patterns in the store as well. And we'll be bringing in samples of those. They're better in real life than they look on the pattern. But if you're thinking about, if you have a trip coming up and you'd like some fun new luggage, or if you're going to a retreat and you'd like a fun way to package up your stuff, these bags are awesome. And then I just have my little block lock ruler again. We have them coming to the store.
They should be here this week.
Yep. I melted mine, but it still works fine. So, some fun. And then we do have some fabric to show you. Barb posted, we had a little Facebook issue this week, so it's posted on Barb's personal page and we're working to get it over to the sewing basket, but for whatever reason we couldn't get it to work. So this is called Daybreak. It's by Riley Blake. We just have kind of a scattering of the prints. The scale is really nice on this. It's not too huge, but it's also not minuscule. So you have lots of options for your blocks, and you can kind of see the color range there. Really fun. Butterflies, flowers, lemons. I'm excited to do something with the lemons, and cutie little bees. They're really fun. And then there's an entire, every color in the collection has a bias stripe, which is really awesome for binding. We'll be using those with many collections. They're great, great selection of colors. So that's what I have for you for samples this week. That's it.
And Susan is going to talk a little bit about sewing machines today.
Do you care if we change places? Okay. I'm going to try and come to you fairly regularly, showcasing some of our machines we have here. And a question that we get asked quite a bit is, do I need the high-end embroidery machine to do basic sewing and so forth? And if you remember many years ago when we used to try and sew on our grandma's machines and the tension was bad and we were frustrated and had problems, those machines were not engineered and geared like they are now. And so this is one of our lower end machines right here, but it's great. It sews like a charm. And so if you are of the population that either doesn't sew much or does occasional sewing or does mending, this would be the absolute perfect machine for you because the price point is low considering, or in comparison to some of the other machines and so forth. And what it can do for you is it has some of the nice features that the upper end ones do. Is it does have the automatic threading mechanism on there, and it also has a wide variety of stitches. So on the top it shows just your regular stitches right here, but it also has the option for the stretch stitches should you be working with any kind of a knit. So even if you're mending something that's a knit fabric, you would perhaps want to try and use some of those stitches on the bottom rather than the stitches on the top. So, you know, at a price point, it's $5.49. And in comparison of other machines that could run around $1,000 that are just straight stitch machines, this one gets you a little bit of both worlds. I think it's a super option. I think it's great for kids that are learning, you want an entry-level machine, or someone who's an adult who's learning and you don't know if you're going to like it or not, this would be a great machine to start with and to start piecing with and so forth. But there are some other features that's nice. It has the automatic bobbin winder. It has the ability to move your needle position to the left and the right. A lot, you know, the straight stitch machines that are out there, you cannot do that. They just do the straight stitch. It has a nice little storage box right in front of you. I don't know if those of you who are avid sewers like I am, I'm always fishing around and trying to find my tools and so forth. And this has a nice compartment right here where you can keep your items and your screwdriver and your nets if you're needing that, and your bobbin caps and so forth. So that's a really super nice feature with that, and so forth. But anyway, great machine, low price point. If you're thinking about just starting sewing, or if you have a child in 4-H and you thought you want to get a machine for your child for that purpose, great entry-level machine. I would sew on this. I would let my daughter sew on this. Come in and give it a try. We'd be happy to let you play with it and sew with it to see if it's something that you would like or it meets your needs. And we would welcome you in. So that's what I have for my machine, Barb.
And that's called Emerald.
Emerald, right? 118. This is the 118.
Yeah.
Okay?
And the price that we quoted you today is with a trade-in. Just so you know and understand that. If you don't have a trade-in, I believe it's $589.
I'd have to check on that, Barb.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd check on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good.
Okay, we'll trade places here.
Okay. I'm going to talk about my favorite things. And this kind of goes along with the sewing machine because I do a lot of sewing, clothing, quilting, whatever. And one of the things that I like to do, and I do have an embroidery machine, I like to do freestanding lace things. And when you do freestanding lace, you need the same thread in the bobbin as what you do in the top. So I thread my bobbin, and then you can use this little thing right here to go in the bobbin. It's called a bobbin buddy.
Yep.
You put it through your bobbin like that, and then you can put it right in your spool of thread, and everything stays together. Okay? That's one of my things.
39 cents a piece. They're
Right.
super cheap.
Barb,
Right.
a couple questions.
Yeah.
Can you use those on our embroidery threads, the bigger spools
Yes.
of embroidery thread?
At least I do it on Robeson Anton threads, so they would fit on pretty
Yep,
much any thread,
yep.
I believe.
Yep. And then
So-
the other thing is, we also have an ample supply of bobbins. So you probably are going to end up using more and more bobbins to use this. However, we have an ample supply. So if you want to replenish your bobbins so that you can use these, we have that for you. I think this is a super great idea. That's one of those things I'm usually fishing for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't want to store your bobbins that way, we also have a product. This one happens to be a square one. You can get a circular one, but it also stores your bobbin, and it just slides right in there. And it holds your bobbins really good.
I love those.
Yes, this
Yep.
is, I've actually got a couple of them.
Yep. I have 3.
So,
and they
okay.
stack right up. They're
Yep.
really nice.
And then we have the Wonder Clips. We did mention them last week because I do like them too, rather than using pins. But if you do have to use pins, we have the Zirkle pin cushion. You can see all of my heads go pretty much out. You put it in the middle, they just fall to the outside of the pin cushion. You don't have to worry so much about getting poked.
Very nice.
And then the last thing that I like using is the friction pens. This is a heat erasable pen that you can use to mark your fabrics. And it works wonderful. So I don't know, you guys have used them? So they're good.
So when I do like half square triangles or that type of thing, and I need to put that line through the center of my square of fabric, that's what I would use.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. So, and we will hopefully post a link to our website, and we are going to showcase my favorite things on the featured products page. And so if you want to purchase them online, you can. Otherwise, come on into the store and get them.
That's nice.
So,
Yeah.
So-
We always have the coffee going, so you can always have a cup of coffee. Now
Right.
we have a table and chairs where you can sit at, so you can even bring your husbands in if you need to, and they have a place to sit. Joe has a recliner in the other room with a big screen TV, so the guys might like that.
Okay, I think that's it for today. We thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next week, hopefully.
Come see us.
So, bye.